Hi everyone, I'm Libby and welcome to this Winter Solstice Vinyasa Flow class. You might need some blocks. If you don't have any blocks, some thick books or anything of a similar shape would do. So maybe grabbing onto those. A blanket might also be nice for towards the end or throughout the class. I'm sitting on mine now, which is quite nice to elevate the hips. So grabbing onto any of those bits that you might need, and come meet me back on the mat, and we'll start on our backs. So coming to find yourself in a comfortable space on your back. We can have the soles of the feet on the earth, maybe the soles of the feet extended out. Maybe the soles of the feet come together. Hands can rest down by the sides or perhaps somewhere on the body. And just taking your time to come to a space that feels supportive, feeling held by the ground beneath us. Throughout this practice, we'll be embodying the winter solstice. The winter solstice acts as a time for us to slow down, to drop in, to connect back to our breath, our bodies, nature. And it is through slowing down and finding stillness that we can listen, reconnect, realign to our essence. The winter solstice also allows us this opportunity to kind of go into this darkness, so going into this darker period, seasonally, with the light. But it's an opportunity for us to work on building our inner fire. So bringing in this light, this heat. How can we bring that into our practice, into our lives? How can we embody this idea of light? Trusting that the light will return as we surrender into the darkness. For the darkest day is actually the beginning of the return of light. So as we're lying here, can we start to notice the breath in the body? Noticing the rising expansion of the inhale as it fills the belly, fills the chest. And as we exhale, can we feel this drawing down as the belly and the chest draw back in towards the spine? Feeling into this ebb and flow, rise and fall of the breath. Flowing through the body. Can we guide the breath in towards our belly? Maybe the hands come to rest in this space. We could bring one hand below the belly button, maybe one hand above. And guiding the breath into the palms of the hands. Really feeling into this sense of expansion and broadening. And as we exhale, noticing how the hands draw back down. How the belly softens down. This ebb and flow, rise and fall. And perhaps we start to notice the physical body. Noticing how we're feeling, if there's any areas of tension or tightness, perhaps any areas of pain or discomfort. Can we guide the breath to these spaces? Allow the inhale to fill them, to find space. And allow the exhale to soften and let go. Letting go of anything we might be holding on to, anything that isn't serving us, whether that's for the next sort of hour of this video, or maybe something to take a little bit longer into your day or your week. Perhaps something to move through this solstice cycle with. Seeing if we can soften the body a little bit more with each breath. Deepening, grounding further into the earth. And can we guide the breath back towards the belly, bringing our awareness back towards this center point? Perhaps we start to envision a little light starting to flicker in the belly, a warming, glowing, almost like a fire, as it starts to kind of undulate through the body with the breath. So as we inhale, perhaps we create space, maybe the fire grows. And then as we exhale, perhaps it softens. This growing fire, this growing heat and light within the center of our cores, the center of ourselves, the Manipura chakra, the solar plexus. We'll take 3 deep breaths here, breathing in deeply through the nose. And exhaling out through the mouth. Inhaling to fill. And exhaling out. One more deep inhale in. And exhale out. Nice. We'll bring the soles of the feet to the earth if they're not already, planting them in the ground and bringing the lower back to rest on the earth. And we can start to find some really gentle rocks of the knees side to side. Nothing too much, but just starting to find that slight mobility, that rocking of one to the other. Almost a massage into the lower back, the sacrum. Maybe these rocks start to get a little bit heavier, rolling from one side to the other. Maybe the belly starts to switch on slightly. A slight activation through the core. Nice. And then on our next inhale, we'll start to gather the knees in towards the chest, hugging them in as the hands come maybe to the knees or the shins. We can start to rock and roll, maybe side to side, forward and back. Maybe drawing some circles, massaging the lower back to the earth. Maybe drawing the knees in opposite directions, feeling into the hips. And then we'll release the hands and extend the soles of the feet up towards the sky. So you can have the hands down, maybe on the earth, maybe on the body, or you can bring your hands to the thighs if you'd like to support your legs a bit here. And we can start to maybe rotate through the ankles, point and flex the feet, maybe scrunching the toes in and then spreading them out wide. Maybe hugging one leg in towards ourselves and extending the other, just starting to really gently move through the body here. So maybe the belly is slightly activated, drawing navel in towards spine, lower back, roots down to the earth. We can stay here with the legs, with whatever we're doing. Maybe we reach the arms overhead, or we can reach them up towards the sky. We can wriggle through the fingertips, circle through the wrists. Nice. On an next inhale, we'll extend the toes up towards the sky, reach the arms overhead, squeezing in through the belly. And then as we exhale, we'll hug the knees in towards the chest, maybe lifting the head. We can keep the head on the earth though if that feels better. Inhale to release, reach through the arms, reach through the legs, squeeze, activate through those muscles. And then exhale to draw it in. 2 more of those. Inhale, reach, extend. And then exhale to draw it in. Beautiful. 1 more just like that. Inhale, reach, extend, activate through the belly. And then exhale, drawing everything in. Really nice. Softly lowering the head to the earth. Hands come to the thighs and we can gently roll our way up to seated. Maybe coming cross-legged, kneeling, maybe sitting on a blanket or a pillow or a block, just taking any of those little adjustments to find yourself in a comfortable space. So we want to root through the sit bones, lift and lengthen up through the spine. Allow the shoulders to soften down away from the ears. Hands can come to rest, maybe on the knees or in the lap. On an exhale, we'll soften the chin towards the chest. Allowing the head to hang heavy, releasing through the jaw, the muscles of the face. As we inhale, we'll draw the right ear towards the right shoulder. Breathing in through that left side. You can maybe see how it feels to tilt the chin down slightly or maybe guide it up. Taking moments of pause in any spaces that feel they need a moment or a breath. Maybe the left fingertips extend out to the earth, deepening that stretch. On an exhale, we'll soften the chin down as we semicircle it all the way over to the other side, left ear, left shoulder, as we breathe into the right. And again, maybe we find some little tilts of the head up and down, breathing into those spaces. Maybe the right fingertips find the earth, deepening that stretch. On an exhale, we'll soften the chin down and then start to roll the head from one side to the other. Rolling through the head, through the neck. Taking your time, feeling into those spaces. Maybe if it feels okay, we can start to circle the head all the way back as we open out through the front of the neck, through the throat. Again, moving mindfully, feeling into those spaces, inviting moments of stillness if you feel the call. And then we'll gently switch the direction if we're finding those circles. And then gently guiding the head all the way back up, As we stack the head on the spine, take a moment to allow the body to realign. As we squeeze the shoulders up towards the ears, exhale to roll them back. Inhaling up. Exhale, nice. One more inhale. And exhale. As we inhale, we'll sweep the arms out wide as we gather them all the way up and overhead. Exhale to float the fingertips back down. Inhale to rise up. Exhale to lower. One more inhale, rising it up. And then exhale, we'll bow the body down, bringing the palms to the earth, maybe the forearms. Releasing through the head, through the neck. Maybe finding some sways of the upper body or giving the head a gentle shake. Releasing through the neck. Really feeling into the sense of space. So as we inhale, breathing into the back of the lungs, the back of the heart. And as we exhale, there's a softening. As we inhale, we'll start to drip our way back up to seated, unraveling the spine as we sweep the arms out wide, back up overhead. And then exhale, right hand to the earth, left fingertips reach over as we breathe into that left side body. Thinking about drawing that top shoulder back as we open out through the heart space, softening the bottom shoulder down away from the ears. Can we lengthen through that left side? Rooting the sit bones through the earth. Inhale to rise all the way back up and over to the other side as we breathe into that right side body. Shoulders draw back as we root through that left hand. Soften the shoulders down away from the ears. Inhale to rise all the way back up. And then we'll start to float from one side to the other. So moving a bit more fluidly here with the breath. Maybe the hands touch the earth, or maybe we almost hover. We can start to really switch on through the belly here. Maybe we float the hands up and really start to find that sense of fluidity. Maybe a slight activation through the spine. We'll take one more on each side. And then inhale to gather it all the way back up as we sweep the arms back up high. And then exhale the hands to the knees. Rolling the shoulders, maybe a little wriggle, allowing ourselves to kind of realign back into this space. As we inhale, we'll squeeze the shoulder blades back towards each other, draw the heart forward, and then exhale to round it back as we draw chin in towards chest. Inhale to draw it forward. Exhale to round it back. Nice. So we'll take this a few times, moving with your own breath, feeling into this kind of rippling forward, and then rolling back. Maybe the eyes are closed, or the gaze is soft. Really nice. The next time we inhale, we'll draw the heart forward, this time over towards one side, and then we'll circle the heart space forward. And then round it back. So finding these kind of cat-cow waves of the spine, but starting to circle through the body. So almost like we're stirring a really big pot. Rounding through the hips. Maybe the shoulders start to get involved, going on their own little journey. The next time the heart space comes forward, we'll switch the direction. And then gently starting to ripple our way all the way back up, spiraling our way up to find seated. We'll sweep the arms back out wide, gather them up and overhead. And then exhale, bringing the hands to the earth, we'll make our way to a tabletop. So we'll bring hands underneath shoulders, knees underneath hips. And starting to move through the spine, so coming back to our cat-cows. So palms are really rooted through the ground, pressing the earth away. As we inhale, draw the heart forward, belly lowers down. Exhale to press the earth away as we round through the spine, chin in towards chest. Inhale to guide the heart forward. Exhaling it back. Nice. So taking a few rounds of this, moving with your own breath, guiding the heart forward and back, rippling and rolling through the spine. Maybe we start to find some more intuitive and organic movement. We can start to spiral the hips, maybe lowering one elbow down, the other, moving the body in a way that feels good for you. Allowing there to be this sort of intuitive, rolling sensation through the whole body. The eyes can be closed, and maybe we just tune in with where the breath and the body naturally take us. On an exhale, we'll start to send the sit bones back towards the heels as we reach the fingertips forward. Bow the head and the heart down, child's pose. Taking a deep breath into the back of the lungs, the back of the heart. And a deep breath out. Maybe finding some gentle sways of the sit bones or rolling the forehead on the earth, massaging the third eye. Allowing a sense of softness here. Almost a surrender to the earth beneath us. On the next inhale, we'll plant the palms back into the earth as we gently ripple our way back up tabletop. This time finding that arch through the spine again as the breath draws us forward. And then sort of almost before we come to a cobra, we'll start to roll the spine back, coming back to our child's pose. So inhale, the breath is going to rise us up, arch through the back. Breath draws us forward. And then exhale to ripple it back. So again, finding your own breath here, your own rhythm. So this might look very different to what I'm doing. You may prefer to sink the hips all the way down, maybe coming a bit more towards a cobra. Maybe we don't even sink back to a child's pose, we stay quite lifted. Just finding a slightly deeper cat-cow. We can take moments of pause in either space, maybe in our child's pose, maybe in some sort of a cobra, maybe somewhere in the middle. Just seeing how the body wants to move, like this wave, drawing us forward and then washing us back. We'll take one more round. And then the next time we inhale, we'll draw the body forward, and then this time melt the hips, the belly and the chest all the way to the earth. We'll bring the fingertips out wide, coming onto tented hands. So elbows point up towards the sky. Really root the tops of the feet into the earth, maybe a slight activation through the glutes. And then as we inhale, we'll press and lift the head and the heart, funky cobra. Exhale to drip the body back down. Inhale to rise. Exhale. One more inhale. And exhale. Hands come underneath the shoulders as we press our way back up tabletop. And then from here we'll tuck the toes, lift the knees, send the sit bones up and back, making our way to a downward facing dog. Maybe pedaling through the legs here, giving the head a shake, giving the hips a wriggle. Taking your time to really feel into this space. Allowing the body to warm up,
to wake up. As we inhale, we'll lift up onto the tiptoes, send the sit bones up high. Exhale, big sigh out through the mouth as we send the heels towards the earth. Inhale to rise. Exhale to lower. One more inhale to rise. And exhale to lower, softening into our downward facing dog, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Really root through the palms of the hands, the soles of the feet. One more breath. As we look forward, we'll start to tiptoe the feet towards the hands as we make our way towards a ragdoll forward fold. Just take my socks off. And we'll bring the feet hip distance apart and taking a really big bend in the knees as we drape the upper body down, maybe taking hold of opposite arm, opposite elbow. We could graze the hands on the earth, maybe clasping the hands around the back of the head. Coming to a fold that feels comfortable. We can sway the upper body side to side, maybe pedal the legs a bit here, allowing that sense of kind of dropping down. Soles of the feet rooted into the earth, feeling that connection of body to ground. On an inhale, we'll slide the hands up the shins as we lift and lengthen, halfway lift. Exhale to fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale to fold. One more inhale, halfway lift. Exhale to fold. Inhale, we'll soften at the knees and start to drip and unravel our way up to standing. Untucking the vertebrae as we rise. Sweeping the arms out wide as we gather them up and overhead. Urdhva Hastasana, our extended mountain pose. Really root through the soles of the feet. So coming back to that connection of body to earth. Maybe a slight lengthening of the tailbone drawing down, navel drawing in and up. Shoulders roll back and down. And we can bring the hands to whatever feels most supportive. So maybe that's in prayer at the heart space. Maybe that's on the body. Maybe one hand on the heart, one hand on the belly. Maybe that's down by our sides. Let's take a moment to really root down wherever we are. Maybe the eyes close or the gaze softens. On an inhale, we'll sweep the arms out wide as we gather them up and overhead. Exhale to bow the body down, forward fold, Uttanasana. Inhale, halfway lift. Hands find the earth as we step back, high plank. Engaging the core, shoulders above the wrists. If this feels a bit too much for you today, we can lower the knees and come into a supported high plank. Wherever we are, pressing the earth away. And then exhale, we'll drop the knees, bend the elbows, lowering the belly and the chest all the way to the earth. As we inhale, rise the head and the heart up, maybe a cobra, maybe a sphinx, maybe an upward facing dog. And then as we exhale, we'll send the sit bones up and back. Downward facing dog. Taking a deep breath in here. And a deep breath out. On an inhale, we'll send the right leg up high, three-legged dog. You can bend the knees, stack and open the hip. Maybe draw some circles with the right leg. Feeling into that right hip joint. One way and then the other. As we inhale, send the right leg all the way up towards the sky. As we exhale, we'll shift the weight forward as we hug the right knee in towards the chest. Inhale to send it back up high. Exhale, draw the right knee towards the right elbow. Squeeze the belly in. Inhale, back up high. Exhale, over towards the left elbow this time. Feeling that cross as we squeeze through the obliques. And then exhale all the way back up high. As we inhale, we'll draw the knee forward, stepping it through in between the hands, left knee to the earth. Coming to a kneeling lunge. So you're welcome to bring maybe a blanket underneath your left knee if you know you'd like a little bit of support. Can be quite nice on the joints. Nice, and hips facing forward. And here it might be nice as well to grab onto your blocks or maybe your big books as we bring them either side of that right foot. So taking a moment here as we inhale, finding length, draw the heart forward. Exhale, extend the hips back as we lengthen through the right leg. Inhale to draw the heart forward. Exhaling it back. Beautiful, moving with your own breath here. Inhale to guide it forward. Exhale. 2 more, inhale. Exhale. Last one, inhale. This time as we exhale, send the hips back as we slide the hands, maybe our blocks, a little bit closer towards the body. Inhale to lift and lengthen. Maybe this right foot comes a little bit further forward if we want a bit more space. Finding length as we inhale. And then exhale to bow it down. Maybe there's a little bend in that right knee. Relaxing the head and the neck wherever we are. Lengthening the torso forward. One more breath here. On an inhale, we'll plant the sole of the right foot as the breath carries us forward. Sweep the arms up and overhead. Exhale to soften here. Shoulders drop down away from the ears. Can we feel this slight activation through the thighs as we root from the ground up? Feeling really strong through the body. And this kind of rising, belly drawing in, shoulders drawing down. As we inhale, we'll start to back out of our lunge slightly. So we can start to bring that left hip over the left knee, switching on through the left quad and through that left glute. Inhale here. As we exhale, we'll cactus the arms, sink the hips low, squeeze the elbows towards each other, activate through the shoulders. Inhale to rise it up. Exhale to cactus. Inhale. Exhale. One more inhale. And exhale, this time holding it here as we open through the heart space, shoulder blades draw back towards each other. Maybe we start to shine the sternum up slightly, finding a little bit of a heart opener. Exhale to release the hands down. Frame the front foot as we step back, high plank. This time lowering down knees, chest, chin, or maybe a chaturanga dandasana. As we inhale, rise the head and the heart up, coming to a cobra, maybe a sphinx, maybe an upward facing dog, rolling the shoulders back and down. As we send it all the way up and back, downward facing dog. Deep breath in here, deep breath out. Inhale, send the left leg up high, three-legged dog. Can bend through the knees, stack the hip. Maybe drawing those circles one way and then the other. Inhale to send the foot up high. Exhale, draw knee to nose. Inhale, back up high. Exhale, left knee, left elbow. Inhale, back up high. Exhale, left knee, right elbow, cross it over. Inhale, back up high. And then exhale, drawing that left foot forward as we step it through in between the hands, kneeling lunge on the other side. So again, maybe grabbing onto your blocks if you'd like to use them. Hands framing that front foot as we come onto sort of train track legs. Inhale to draw the heart forward. Exhale to send it back. Inhale to ripple forward. Exhale. Nice. Couple more of these with your own breath. One more. As we exhale, sliding the hands, maybe the blocks a little bit closer towards the body, that left foot can come a bit further forward. As we take an inhale to lift and lengthen, exhale, bow the head and the heart down. Maybe there's a bend in that left leg. Left toes point up towards the sky. Breathing into the back of the left leg. On an inhale, we'll plant the sole of the left foot. As the breath carries us forward, sweep the arms up and overhead. Exhale to soften. Shoulders drop down away from the ears. Can we feel that reaching up through the heart space, rooting from the ground up? Maybe gazing up if that feels comfortable. On an inhale, we'll back out of our lunge slightly as we start to switch on through that right quad, the right glute. And then exhale, cactus the arms as we sink down. Inhale. And exhale. Two more, inhale. Exhale. Last one, inhale. And then exhale. Holding it here as we squeeze the shoulder blades back towards each other. Lift and open through the heart space. Exhale, hands to the earth. Stepping it back, high plank. Lowering down, knees, chest, chin, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog, cobra, maybe a sphinx, shoulders roll back. Exhale it up and back. Downward facing dog. 3 deep breaths here. Maybe pedaling the legs, giving the head a shake. Or maybe finding stillness. One more breath here. As we inhale, looking forward, as we start to tiptoe the feet towards the hands, halfway lift when we arrive. Exhale to fold. Bowing the body down, maybe opposite arm, opposite elbow, maybe swaying, maybe working a bit deeper into our fold, whatever the body feels it needs today. Beautiful. As we inhale, we'll slowly start to drip the body all the way back up, unraveling the spine. As we drip our way up, sweep the arms out wide as we gather them up and overhead. And then exhaling the hands down, maybe into the heart space, maybe to the body, maybe down by our sides. Taking a moment to come back to the breath. Coming back to that connection of the feet to the earth. One more breath. Nice. As we inhale, we'll start to shift the weight into the right foot. Actually, grabbing onto your block. So making sure you have a block or a book or something, some sort of a support, just to bring the earth a little bit higher away. And then when you're ready, we'll send the weight into the right foot, hug the left leg in. Taking a moment here to find your balance. Hands can be wherever feels most supportive, maybe on the hips, maybe out wide. And then you can start to maybe play with moving that left leg. Challenging your balance. Finding a bit of our dancing Shiva, so we can send the left leg out, draw it forward, cross it over. And then we'll draw the leg all the way back in as we bring the hands to the knee, maybe the shin. If you have a strap here, you're welcome to use that. And then keeping the right hand where it is. And we'll start to draw the left hand back. So bringing it to start with towards the hip, and thinking about drawing that left elbow back as we open out through the heart space. Maybe we stay here, or maybe we start to reach the left fingertips back behind us. And again, we can stay here, or maybe we take hold of that left foot And maybe we extend the leg out, coming into a twist. Wherever we are, can we think about drawing that left shoulder back, open out through the heart space. One more breath. And then we'll slowly start to release. Right hand is going to find the earth or find our block or whatever prop we're using. Left hand to left hip as we open out through the torso, coming into a half moon. So the left hand can stay where it is, or maybe it reaches up towards the sky. Can we activate through that left glute, really lifting through the hips? If you wobble and fall out, just taking your time to come back. One more breath here, you got this. And then as we exhale, that left foot's going to land towards the back of the mat. Left foot parallel, bending through the right knee. We'll reach the right arm up as we come to a reverse warrior. So adjusting the feet if you need to. Maybe widening your stance as we bend through the right foot. Right arm reaches up as we breathe into that right side body. One more breath here. Inhale to rise all the way back up. Take a big windmill of the hands as the left hand finds the earth beside you, maybe to your block. Pivot on the left foot so we're back on the left toes. And the right fingertips reach up, coming into a twist. One more deep breath here, really drawing that shoulder back, staying strong through that back leg. And then exhale, right hand finds the earth as we frame that front foot. Beautiful. From here, we'll take an inhale and an exhale. And then sending the weight into that right foot. So we're going to shift the weight forward, left leg lifts. Hands can come a bit further forward. And again, blocks are really nice here. So we can really lift, lengthening through the spine. We can have the blocks on any setting. Really root through that standing foot, active through the left leg. One more breath here. And then as we exhale, we can start to fold that upper body down, coming into some sort of a standing split. So maybe the hands come a bit closer towards the body. We can have both legs bent a little bit. One leg long, one leg straight, whatever your body looks like. One more breath here. And then exhale, we'll plant that left foot to the earth behind us, slow lunge. Take an inhale here. And an exhale. Inhale, big breath in to rise your way all the way back up, high lunge. Hips facing forward, maybe a slight bend in that left knee. Noticing if we can kind of find that slight lengthening of the tailbone drawing down. Arms reaching up, maybe gazing up if that feels comfortable. Inhale to rise as we straighten through the front leg. Exhale, opening ourselves out as we come to the wide side of the mat. So toes pointing forward, all sort of in the same direction. Legs can come out wider if you want more space. Take a moment here, really root through the soles of the feet. Maybe we bring the arms down by the sides. We can bring them out even wider actually, coming into a bit of a star pose. The eyes can close here. Feeling that lifting up from the navel. As we inhale, gather the arms all the way up. And then exhale, we'll bow the body down, forward fold. Taking your time here, we can maybe sway slightly side to side. Hands can maybe come to the earth, maybe to the blocks. Maybe opposite arm, opposite elbow. Wherever we are, can we find a sense of rooting down? So feet planted, rooted to the earth. One more breath. As we inhale, lift the head and the chest. Draw the feet ever so slightly closer in together, and then pointing the toes out so they sort of point towards the corners of the mat. As we inhale, soften through the knees as we start to drip our way up to standing. Unraveling the spine, sweep the arms out wide as we reach them up and overhead. And here we'll bring the hands into Kali Mudra. So the index fingers reach up and then clasping the other hand and then right thumb over the left. As we draw the arms up and overhead, drawing the elbows towards each other, really activate through the body. Take an inhale here. And then exhale, we'll bend through the knees as we sink the hips low, coming into our goddess squat. So we can maybe find a little sway. Feeling really strong through the arms, through the legs. Feet rooted to the earth. 2 more breaths here. As we inhale, rise it all the way back up, release the hands. Pivot the feet so they point back towards the front. And then exhale, we'll bend through the right knee as we sink the hips low, coming into a Skandasana. So we have a few options here. We're going to start to move from one side to the other. So we can come all the way down into our Skandasana and then shift over, maybe staying low and then coming down. However, we can stay up high. So for me, I have tender knees, so it feels better for me to stay up high in more of a skater lunge. Inhale, we can rise, and then exhale to sink. Inhale. So whether we're coming all the way down or staying at a height, can we start to move from one side to the other with the breath? We can use the arms, wherever we are, using the core, rising ourselves up, and then lowering down. Whew. Really nice. We'll take one more on each side, wherever or whatever we're doing. And then draw ourselves back towards the front of the mat as we pivot on the feet. Hands frame the foot. Exhale here. Nice. Planting the palms down as we step back, high plank. Lowering down, knees, chest, chin, maybe a chaturanga. Inhale, up dog, cobra, maybe a sphinx. Exhale it up and back. Downward facing dog. Just have a little water. Taking some time here to really feel back into the body. So rooting the palms to the earth. Sit bones up high. Knees could be a little bit bent. One more deep breath wherever you are. And then as we inhale, looking forward, hop, step or jump towards the front of the mat, halfway lift. And then exhale to fold. And maybe finding some gentle movement, swaying. We could find a ragdoll. We could just sort of hang. One more breath here. And as we inhale, we'll start to drip the body up, unraveling the spine. And sweeping the arms out wide as we gather them back up overhead. And then exhale the hands down as we bring them into the heart space. Nice. Coming back to our mountain pose, Tadasana. Again, feeling that connection of the feet back to the earth. Maybe hands come to the body or down by the sides or whatever feels most supportive. On your next inhale, we'll send the weight into the left foot. So we start to draw the right knee in towards self. Take a moment to find your balance. Maybe we start to play with our balance. Ooh, swaying through the right leg. Seeing where we start to lose it slightly. And then we'll draw the knee back in towards self, clasping the hands around the leg, ooh, maybe the foot. We can use our strap here as well if you'd like. And then keeping the left hand on the leg as we bring the right hand towards the hip. Maybe we stay here, Or maybe we play with reaching the right arm out behind us. Maybe we stay here, or maybe we clasp hold of the right foot. Maybe we play with extending the leg out. Wherever we are, can we draw that right shoulder back, opening out through the heart space. One more breath here. And then slowly releasing as we start to draw that right leg back. And the left hand's going to find our block or maybe our books or whatever prop we're using. Right hand to the hip. As we start to open out into our half moons, really opening that right hip, active through the right leg, right glute. Maybe the right fingertips reach up towards the sky. One more breath here, you got this. And then we'll plant the sole of the right foot on the earth towards the back of the mat. Left foot points forward as we sweep the right arm all the way towards the back. Left arm rises as we come into our reverse warrior. So bending into that front knee, breathing into the left rib cage. One more breath here. And then inhale to rise it all the way back up. Spiral through the hands, right hand finds the earth. As we pivot on the feet, left fingertips reach up. Coming into our twisted lunge. One more breath here. Left hand to the earth. Frame that front foot as we send the weight forward into that left leg. And we'll lift the right, coming into our sort of L shape. Maybe hands to blocks. Finding length as we inhale. And then exhale, standing splits. Again, both legs can be bent here, maybe one bent. But bowing the head and the heart down wherever we are. One more breath. And then exhale the right foot to the earth. Coming to our low lunge, adjusting the feet if they're not quite right for you. And then with an inhale, we'll start to guide our way back up. High lunge. Hips facing forward. Maybe a slight bend in that back leg as we reach the fingertips up. And then exhale. Take an inhale to reach. Take an inhale to reach as we straighten through the front leg. And then exhale, opening it out towards the right. So toes pointing forward as we take an inhale, reach the arms up. And then exhale to fold the body down. Wide leg forward fold. Maybe finding some sways of the upper body, or we can bend the knees. One more breath here. We'll bring the hands to the earth. Lift the head and the chest. Gently draw the feet a little bit closer and together as we point the toes out towards the corners of the mat. Bend through the knees as we drip our way up. Sweep the arms out wide. Fingertips up towards the sky, maybe finding our Kali Mudra. Index fingers reach up, right thumb over left. Take an inhale here, really reach, activate, root through the ground. And then exhale, sink the hips low as we come into our goddess. Maybe a little sway, side to side. Feeling into the belly, activate through the core. Root through the feet, thighs really strong. One more deep breath here. Inhale to gather everything back up. And then exhale, we'll sink the hip from one side to the other. So finding your Skandasana, so maybe coming all the way down. Or maybe we stay quite high into more of a skater lunge. We'll take one more on each side. And then back towards the front of the mat. Pivot on the feet, hands frame the front foot. Exhale, left leg back, high plank. Lowering down, knees, chest, chin, maybe a chaturanga. Inhale to rise the head and the heart, cobra, maybe a sphinx, maybe an upward facing dog. Exhaling it up and back. Downward facing dog. Take a deep breath in here. And a deep breath out. We'll take 2 more breaths here. Pedaling the legs. Maybe giving the head a shake. Giving the hips a wriggle. And then exhale the knees to the earth. Sit bones back towards the heels. Child's pose. Take a moment to come back to the breath. Breathing into the back of the lungs, the back of the heart. Maybe we find some gentle sways. Rolling the forehead or swaying the hips. One more deep breath here. And then we'll slowly start to drip our way back up, rolling back up towards a tabletop. Planting the palms in the earth and taking a couple rounds of cat-cow, however that manifests for you, maybe circling through the spine, maybe the more linear forward and back. Whatever the body feels it needs today. As we exhale, we'll tuck the toes, lift the knees, send the sit bones up and back. Downward facing dog. Deep breath in here. And a deep breath out. As we inhale, we'll look forward. Stepping or jumping the feet through as we come to find ourselves seated. Nice. So we'll extend the feet out in front of us. We'll be coming to a seated forward fold. So we've got a couple variations. Perhaps just listening to what the body feels it needs today. So we can either take quite a restorative version. So we can bend the knees, maybe just sort of hug the legs, allowing the spine to be quite round. If you have a bolster or a large pillow, we could bring that onto the legs and sort of do a similar thing. Or we can start to work into our hamstrings a little bit more. So wherever we are, can we really root through the sit bones? Take an inhale to lift. And then an exhale to lengthen the torso forward. So wherever we are, maybe grabbing hold onto the shins, the ankles. Can we think about finding length? So we want to avoid this kind of straight away rounding. So as we inhale, lengthening the torso forward. And then as we exhale, bowing it down. So we'll take a few breaths here, wherever we are. Allowing the breath to be deep, to be slow. Maybe the knees are a little bit bent. Allowing that sense of space. Breathing into the back of the heart. One more breath. And we'll slowly start to drip our way back up. Unraveling the spine. Bringing the knees with us as we hug them in towards the body, wrapping the arms around them. Maybe resting the forehead on or near the knees, giving yourself a hug. Maybe a little rock on the sit bones. Nice. And then from here, we'll start to make our way onto our backs. So hugging the knees in, maybe rocking side to side, forward and back, maybe drawing circles. Taking a deep breath into the belly. And a deep breath out. You can bring the arms inside of the legs, taking hold of the outside of the feet, coming to happy baby. We can play with extending one leg towards the sky, maybe the other. And then gently release. So we draw the knees back in towards self, and then exhale the knees over to the right. Extending the left arm as we come into a supine spinal twist. So you can bring maybe the right hand to rest on the knees or the thigh. Maybe gazing over to the left. As we take a deep inhale in to lift and lengthen. And a deep exhale out. Allowing the body to land a little bit more with each breath. Two more breaths here. And then slowly we'll gather the knees back in towards the chest. Have a little wriggle on the spine, allowing the body to realign. And then as we exhale, we'll bring the knees over to the left, extending the right arm out as we come to our twist on the other side. So again, maybe the left hand comes to the thighs or the knees. We could gaze over towards the right. Taking a deep inhale in towards the spine, towards the body. And then a deep exhale out. Allowing the body to land and drop in a little bit more with each breath. One more breath. And then gently gather the knees back in towards the chest. And then taking any final last little wriggles or rolls you wish to take here before we make our way to find Shavasana. So whenever you're ready, maybe adding on any extra layers, I'll be joining you for Shavasana and guiding you out. So take any little things you need. I'm going to cover myself in a blanket. It's just a little bit chilly in here now. And just coming to find a comfortable space on your back. So maybe the soles of the feet find the earth. The soles of the feet find each other. Maybe the hands rest on the body or down by the sides. I quite like to bring my hands onto my belly, one hand just below the belly button and one hand just above. And guiding ourselves back to our breath. So perhaps taking a deep, full breath in. And a deep, full breath out. Allowing ourselves to land a little bit more with each breath. Dropping in deeper. Feeling held and supported by the earth beneath us. Perhaps coming back to that kind of flicker of light, the center of our being, Perhaps we can feel it growing with our breath. This inner light, inner fire, warming the body, guiding us through this darkness. Slowly starting to gently bring some awareness back in. Starting to notice the surround, the sound around us. Noticing the feeling of the body on the earth. Feeling held, supported. Feeling into that weight. Perhaps taking a full breath in, breathing deeply into the belly, the chest. And then a deep exhale out. We can start to invite some gentle movement. Wriggling the toes, the fingers, circling the wrists, the ankles. Maybe gently rolling the head from side to side. If you would like to stay on your back and continue your Shavasana, you are more than welcome. But otherwise, if you're joining me, we can reach the arms overhead, taking a full body stretch all the way from the fingertips down to the toes. And then we'll hug the knees in towards the chest. And gently rolling over to whichever side calls to you. Resting here for a moment with the eyes closed. And then when you're ready, gently making your way up. As we come to find ourselves in a seated position. Cross-legged, kneeling. Keep my blanket on me. Taking a moment to find some length in the spine. So we bring the hands to the knees, palms facing up. Eyes can be closed, or maybe the gaze soft. Coming back to the rise of the inhale as it fills the belly, fills the chest. Perhaps coming back to that slight light in the center of our being.
bones rooted to the earth beneath us. Reaching the fingertips out wide as we spread them away from each other. Turning the palms up to face the sky. Inhale to gather in all that energy as the palms meet overhead. Exhaling them down through the center as we bring them into prayer in the heart space. We'll take a deep inhale in to exhale out as a sigh. Drawing the thumbs to the space in between the eyebrows and bowing the head down. Bowing in gratitude for our bodies and this practice, for those that have practiced before us, for the day that we've had and the day yet to come. And a reminder, for the darkest day is actually the beginning of the return of light. When you're ready, gently rising back up and opening your eyes. Thank you, everyone. Thank you so much for practicing with me today. I hope you enjoyed, and I hope you managed to find some light within this dark period. But yeah, thank you all so much. Have a lovely winter solstice.